Here we go. All right, welcome everyone. It's always so fun to see who shows up for these calls, and I'm just trusting the magic as always to bring us together. Oh, Jeff's here and Lauren. Yay. Hi. Ah, so fun. So sweet to get these. I love feeling the energy coalescing around this. It feels really juicy to me. So my idea for tonight is to have a little magical experience together, create something fun and embodied and quick. Probably like I'm thinking play for like 10 minutes or something. And then I really want to turn it over to each of you to introduce yourselves and what brings you here. And some of you already know what you're planning to be offering for the festival. Sometimes people don't exactly know yet. Max and I are still trying to feel into what his contribution is going to be, and I trust that it'll all settle in. Hi, George. Hey Lauren, I don't know if you heard me. I was saying hi to you as you were arriving. And Jeff, greetings, y'all. Yay, glad you're here. Um, yeah, so first I'll share because I know we have a few new folks who have been aware of the genesis of this idea. So the genesis of this idea is relatively simple. I mean, first of all, it's that I love frolicking naked in the woods with my friends. I mean, that's really the first and foremost. Um, and the other aspect, or the maybe thing that makes me love frolicking in the woods with my friends naked, is that it's a way that I experience this deep sense of magic and the world that I really want to live in. And so this event is an opportunity to create that world a little more. And through the experience of deepening our connection to ourselves, to each other, and to nature. So it's really those three things. That's why we're here. That's why I'm here. So for our little playtime here at the beginning, I want to share some questions that are alive for me and some things that have been really inspiring me. And I just want to invite you to let them wash over you. And then after I share for a few minutes, I'm going to invite y'all to unmute and to share kind of popcorn style what's coming to you, like what's bubbling up for you. And my sense or my the invitation here is to sense into and to feel into the spirit of this event. Like, what is this that this has touched in you that brought you here? Like, what are you hoping this event could be for you? So I'll let you just kind of feel into that for a moment. And let's take a couple of breaths together. Big inhale, exhale. Let's do another one. Hmm. So taking a moment to connect to that sense of imagination. This event is a dream of mine and hopefully of all of ours. So letting yourself connect to that dreamy, imaginal place, and let your heart connect to what you're really hoping might be possible. What does it mean to live in magic all the time? What does that feel like for you? Hi, Hannah. I'm doing a little meditation or kind of inspiration around what does it, in high essence, what does it feel like to live in the magic? What is the spirit of this event that is perhaps being tickled in all of us? So the invitation is to take a few breaths, settle in, and let yourself connect to that spirit, that dream, that sense of playfulness, of fun, of belonging. One of the things that have really been touching me lately are watching the daffodils bloom, noticing the forsythia blossoms, the way the trees around here have just are like on white fire. Like we've got these white blossoms, just it looks like the trees are on fire, but they're like white. Apple blossoms. Maybe it's delicious morning sex. Maybe it's the sun coming through the window in the afternoon, or the feel of a really yummy deep breath. Hmm. Another thing that is really gives me a deep sense of magic is feeling a sense of safety and some sort of deep reassurance that it's going to be okay. Or that it's not going to be okay, but somehow we're going to still be here together. So those are the things that are inspiring me. I mean, there's many more, but I just wanted to seed the field with those for y'all. Conley and Sean are in the hot tub in the sunset. Yeah. Yeah, y'all bringing that vibe. I appreciate it. So I want to invite you to share, each of you. I mean, no pressure to share, and I kind of would be excited if people like unmuted and shared all at the same time. Maybe we can do a little movement together before. I don't want to start with verbal shares because it's so easy to just default into like talking, and I know I've been talking, but I want to switch to like, what do you feel in your bodies? How does this magic live in you right now? I think I'll just start with a little movement. Hmm.
I'm feeling like I'm smelling the dew on the trees and the plants,
Mm.
like in my nostrils.
Thanks, Max.
Mm, mm, mm.
I've been outside all day in the weather, just feeling what the weather is like. It's been a really cold, crisp breeze, and it makes me grateful to be warm in my clothes.
Mm.
And I've been working in the garden and thinking about spring coming and waking up all the seeds I've been putting in and taking care of my birds, and it's good. It didn't go inside all day yet.
And I see the sun starting to set over there.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, getting low.
Yeah. I love that time of day. Here it comes. Yeah. And the shadows go away and yeah, color goes away. The sun takes her colors back for the day. Hmm. What else? Maybe we will just do verbal shares. I don't know. That's good too. What's coming? What's alive?
I can share because I'm gonna go make pizzas and turn my video off in a second.
Okay.
Um, I I'm really excited to get to play like I enjoy playing by myself in community, and just feeling that level of like freedom and silliness and exploration, normalized and beyond normalized, enhanced by everybody's energy and just like really expanding into ridiculous play. Um, and Sarah's invitation to I mean the purpose, what I'm feeling to be the purpose of this whole thing, among many other purposes. One of them, I guess, is that this magic, this way of being that we're gonna get to experience together, can be our everyday life. And I have been tuning out purposefully to a lot of other things in life, and I want to tune into this deeply and just keep expanding this and not feel like I'm missing out on anything, but like how amazing every moment is.
Mm,
Okay. Love you guys.
sure. I'm gonna have you unmute later when it comes while you're making your pizzas probably, but go do what you gotta do. And then yeah, well I want you to share about what you and I what bubbled up earlier today. Yeah. Mm. All right, maybe another share or two, and then we'll go. And if you all want to start, we can start just going into introductions, unless there's, well, no, let's see. What else? What else did that bring? What else is coming up for y'all around the magic?
Yeah, I mean, for me, it's having an opportunity, an excuse to really be out in nature fully.
Mhm.
Um, Naked part's good, and just letting in more light, letting in more sun, letting in more fun, letting in more play, more connection. Like I believe as human beings, that's what we're here to do. So creating a container for that's lovely. And you know, I like to try to teach what I most need to learn. And so, the one vision of the morning greeting the sun, like that's sort of my new prescription for medicine, is to get out at sunrise and let the sunlight in and connect with the sun, connect with the earth in a simple and fun way. And so if I lead it, then it'll help me share up and benefit from it and get to share it with others. And then I used to facilitate and teach breath work, but it's been a long time. But I'm happy to share the power of breath too, how high we can get just off our own breath, you know, and doing that in a group format, among other things, enjoying the energetics as well, of this Shiva Shakti, heaven and earth, making love together through us together as a
This is
group.
off.
So
Hold on.
I'm gonna go to the postnet.
that's me.
Thank you, dear. Lee, you want to share?
I'm just a hanger on.
I know.
I'm just a witness.
Along for the ride.
He's
Yeah.
getting dragged into this.
I don't know if drag's the right word. Just being tempted, seduced into it. It's more the right word.
Yeah. We're naughtily tempting her into it.
Drag works.
You're up to being dragged. All right, cool.
We could hog tie her and drag her around if that's what she wants. Put her collar on and get the leash out.
Mm-hmm.
Heel, bitch.
Yeah. Oh. Yay. Well, I'm glad to hear from y'all. Well, let's just go ahead and segue into introductions because that really felt like thank you, Damon Sean, for sharing that. That felt I'm so excited about that greeting the sun practice. Like that lands so deeply with me. Like, and I feel so grateful that you picked up on that because that's been a really powerful practice for me over the years. Sunrise and sunset, like that, just really deepening sensory experience of those times of the day. Yeah. Mm. Well, okay, maybe what we could do next is I really want to, so Hannah, can I lean on you next maybe to share what I'm so excited about your juicy offerings that, so that's another news flash for folks who haven't looked at the event website lately, but we've got several instructors listed on there. And Hannah is one of them and with her lovely pictures and lovely juicy offerings. So do you want to share a little bit about it?
Sure. Thanks for that invitation. Hi, everyone. Um, in feeling in initially to your first question, I was feeling like so much excitement in my being about the idea of really putting down the doing for a while and getting to just be. And knowing that that's the place where synchronicity and connection and the mystery and the unexpected gets to come through. So that's what I feel really alive as far as, as I feel into this gathering. And the offerings that I'm bringing, well, one I'm hoping will actually be a co-creation. When speaking about hopefully doing ceremony with Philippe to help to initiate our container and help to create a really sweet sense of connection and cohesion with ourselves, with one another, with the land that we're on, with the larger mycelial network of the earth, and feeling that communion, that connection with the cosmos and really helping to just, yeah, either open up our space or close out our space from that place of deep connection with the web of everything. And then the piece that I feel most excited about is Enchanted Forest Erotic Improv, which is this is going to be my pioneer playground for this experience that I've been gestating with for a couple of years now that really brings together my love of romantasy and embodiment, archetypal journeying, what some might call like shamanic journeying. I like to think of it more as like multidimensional journeying, and improvisation, scene crafting, much as we might, scene craft in the BDSM or kink arenas. How can we actually bring that into this archetypal play realm? So we'll be tapping into our own erotic fairyland creatures and getting an opportunity for them to really come out and play. So those will be my offerings. And my hope is that it'll really just be a container, that the workshop itself will be like this little container that will help us tap into these parts of ourselves. And then the rest of the time, we get to just play from that sense of connection.
Yeah. Yum. Oh, I can't wait. Hannah, thank you. Hmm. And James, do you want to say hi back there?
Well, hi. Well, yeah, I'm really excited and this really, yeah, thrilled to get out and play in nature and yeah, I'm excited. I don't know, like, yay.
Sort
I'm
of
for
magic.
it. I don't, yeah. Hi, everyone. I'm James.
Yeah.
He'll bring his kilt.
This killed.
There we go. Yeah.
Man, a few
I'm
words.
sorry, I've been at like literally 2 weeks of retreats. I am shared out. I am
No
completely like,
worries. I just wanted to
I-
give you a chance.
okay. I'm really excited to be here, y'all.
Yeah, we're glad you're here.
Thanks for the invitation. It's good to see you, Sarah and Lee and
So,
Damon, and excited to meet everyone else soon.
hmm,
You now.
Hmm.
okay. Well, maybe we can go to either Scott or Jeff. Either one of you ready to share? You ready,
Yeah,
Scott?
yeah, I would be just happy to. Um, so feel free to redirect me if you want me to share anything beyond what I'm thinking about here. But um, my brain's been cooking a lot of the day on the the workshop about how to bring the magic home, and it's something that, to varying degrees, I have led workshops and classes and discussion groups and lectures and so on many times, and it changes each time based on who's in it. So this particular group, if this group was who came to the workshop, I would imagine it would look very, very different than if people who were less in tune with their sense of play were to sit down at the same workshop. And so a big part of that is to just kind of read the room first and have people share a little bit about what they do and don't have balanced. For example, the last couple of months, I have been in action battle activism mode. And it's something that, you have to know when to flip the switches in life. If there's not enough play, how do I turn the play switch on? If I need to turn it off for a minute, how do I make sure that I can turn it back on? And sort of assessing where everybody's at and trying to help people find the balance is how the workshop tends to go. And so it's because of that, it's wildly different every time I lead something like this. There's very little continuity to it. Excuse me. But the main thing, as I think will be the case with this whole weekend, when you have people in one place where the intention is progress in a particular direction. Everybody wants to be more open. Everybody wants to be more loving. Everybody wants to play. Everybody wants to be more disciplined. Whatever it is, whatever the focus is, that intention in and of itself is contagious and goes a long, long way.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Thank you. I screen shared with folks before I started recording your graphic for your workshop. Do you have that on your computer, or should I try and figure out how to screen share it? Because it's so adorable.
Well, I kicked it into the WhatsApp chat, so it's in there as well. And maybe I can.
It'll be on the website
I
soon.
can put it in
Anyway, I'll put it on there.
the chat here or not.
It's so adorable. Yeah.
Oh, and I guess I should say one more thing. If you or anybody else wants me to create any kind of similar things for other people's workshops, whether they're wildly different or we want some kind of thematic continuity or whatever, just, anybody feel free to ping me on that, and that's easy for me to do.
Okay, great. Thanks. Awesome. Thanks, Scott. I'm so happy that you're doing this integration piece, because it's in some ways it's this one of the central tenets of the whole weekend is like integrating, because I would rather have less content and more integrating, because so often we go to these things and it's like drinking from a fire hose, and I would rather have people just go to a few things that really land and take them home, rather than try to like do all the things where it just gets overwhelming. Yeah. Jeff, you want to share next?
Sure. Let's see. I spend a lot of my time seeing beautiful, magical things because I'm out in nature all the time, but I don't regularly have people there with me. And that would be something that I'd like to experience for myself for this event, and kind of invite people to do the things that are fun and exciting, and that I shouldn't say I'm alone when I'm out in nature, because I've got all my plant and animal friends with me, all my literal true neighbors, because they live right around me all the time. I'm watching the birds as I'm doing my chores. I'm listening to sounds. I'm seeing what the plants are doing. So the things that we're going to do in my workshops are going to be about taking natural materials and using them for play and beauty and magic and such like that. So it's a stretch for me to bring them all the way to play with other people with them. And I should stretch. That'll be great.
Yeah. Thank you. And I think it would be good to clarify for those who don't know that Jeff's going to lead the part that this was actually one of the inspiring ideas for this, or the ideas that really pulled me forward with this was making our own costumes out of natural cordage and leaves and whatever else. Jeff had the idea of us making natural pigments out of minerals for body paint. And yeah, so Jeff's going to be leading that part of it. And hopefully we can figure out how to I mean, I've made like costumes out of leaves before that don't like hang together for more than like a few hours. So we're hoping that we can create something that's maybe not the most durable thing you've ever worn or the most comfortable, but that can at least just be a fun thing to wear, maybe at least for the Saturday night ritual or at some point during the experience.
I'm bringing in a consultant. A young friend of mine always seems to be wearing the coolest things that she made when I see her at gatherings. And so she's going to come over and I'm going to explain all about what this gathering is for. I also want to, she'd be an incredible model for anything that we could put on and wear. And I don't know if she wants to come. And I want to hear her advice about how to make things that will look really cool and be durable and whatever. I have the say on everything, but I really want to hear what she thinks.
Cool.
So we'll have more to say on it later.
And yes, to your point, Jonathan. Jonathan wrote banana leaves in the chat. In Kentucky, we have these large leaf magnolia leaves that are literally like, yeah, like that big. Like they can get like 2 and 3 feet wide. Yeah. Yep. They're gonna be used in some way. Yeah. Um, let's see. Thank you. Lauren, do you feel ready to try to encapsulate what Lauren's having this like mystical transmission right now, and so we were trying to encapsulate this into a thing that's gonna come out as a workshop. So
Well, I feel like it just really kind of came together by hearing other people's shares, which I love it when that happens. Um, so the first thing that I want to say, actually, I'm going to pause on my pizza making, is that there is the possibility that my son's graduation from high school is going to occur over the weekend. So, you guys will just send some collective energy that all of that works out with ease and I get to be at the weekend as much as possible. Um, so I have been working with birth for a long, long time and facilitating um, touch and breath work and created this program called Breath Touch. And so I want to evolve that for the Forest Fair gathering and do some partnered work where people can come together and lean into the places that are uncomfortable. And so I feel like my part here is when there's something sort of chunky that's coming out, and it's like keeping us from being in the joy or being in the everything together, that we don't try to banish that or make it, like in the way. It's just is the way. So the breath touch is this opportunity to like, uh, yeah, this is where I get stuck because it's so touch and in the moment oriented. It's hard to put into words, but I'm working on that part. Um, but to help people to notice their pain, and allow that pain to be transformative. So that could be emotional, physical, mental, whatever is happening. Um, and in this moment, I'm seeing like this. I mean, it's certainly, I've taught this before as a 2 hour workshop or a 4 hour workshop, but I would also love to be sort of like the discomfort fairy who can be just around. And if something's happening throughout the weekend where somebody feels stuck, a stuckness or whatever on any realm of discomfort, that they know that this is an opportunity. So anyhow, there's that. And it's I think I also want to just name that there's a part of a cycle that's coming through with it. And birth is transformative, it's a portal. And I'm not just speaking of birth of a baby, but birth of anything that we're trying to birth. And so there's this moment in transition when a woman, female bodied person, is about to have a baby where they kind of give up. It's like this surrender moment of like, fuck this, I'm out of here. And sometimes they'll actually, I'm looking at Cassie, I know you've seen this one, like, I'm out of here, I'm done with this. And it's like, it's not even in this realm. And so I think any change, any transformation that we're going to go through requires that moment. So I want to help people to move through the fear, the pain, because that's when we birth. So, okay. Love you
Yeah.
guys.
Thank you. And I wrote down the
Yeah.
three. I loved what you said earlier today
Oh,
about pressure, attention, and flow, and
yeah.
being aware of how those things, like using those words, feel like they're such good embodiment, like a way to really work with pain and discomfort and fear,
Yeah.
as a portal. That's what I was really getting from what you were sharing with me earlier.
Yeah,
Yeah.
for sure. And I mean, they could be interchangeable, but I also feel like attention, pressure, flow. Like right now, if we were to sit here and just like pay attention to where there's a discomfort, like my back, and then I'm going to give it pressure, and then the flow returns. So it could be as simple as that, or yeah, something more
Yeah.
esoteric. But
Yeah.
thanks, Sarah.
Thanks, dear.
I love
So,
all you guys. Look at these
so
beautiful faces.
fascinating. I
Hey,
know, right?
Allison Merman.
Yeah. Yeah. Um, Allison Mervin, I know you all are just joining us, but I would love to, if you feel ready, or Max has been here for a minute. Do either any of the three of you feel ready to share about what you're feeling inspired to bring? Maybe Max, you go next, and then Max. I see.
Yeah, when you were doing your little invocation, I was just imagining the memory of what I did as a kid to get escape from my family was always go into woods and build forts and kivas and yurts and and I had sort of forgotten that until you mentioned it. So we had talked, Sarah and I. Well, the only reason I am here is because I love Sarah so much. We had talked about like one of the passions that we've done in retreats I've really enjoyed is where we were building either altars or sculptures or forts, like things in the woods. And one way to do that is each person gets to build their own thing, and then we do a tour and share what their experience was. Or, a team, someone might want to say, oh, let's the three of us collaborate and do it a team work. So I'm really passionate about that, using my hands. I feel somewhat spoiled because as a radical fairy, part of a queer community, I've been to so many festivals in different countries where that spirit that you're talking about is very evident. So I would have to like really sit with it to feel what can I particularly offer that is going to be unique in that way.
Well, I'm super excited about this building, like building things in the woods together. Like that feels like something I
Yeah.
wanted to be there, but I hadn't like found anyone to do that yet. So to me, I'm like, yeah, Max, like that's yes, please.
Mm, mm,
We need
mm.
that. yeah. I mean, in some ways, that's how I got started on this whole journey was when I started doing that myself, like as an adult. Like, of course, I did it as a kid, but then I started doing it again as an adult, and I was like, oh, like this is I still need to be doing this. Like, this isn't just
Yeah,
something to do when you're a kid.
that's right.
So,
That
yeah.
should.
I mean, that's what this whole thing is. This whole is just like a bigger version of me doing that. So, yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Thanks, dear. Yeah.
Hmm.
Alice, Mervin, yeah, either one of you feel ready to share? And I know Jacob's having issues being on Zoom. I'm sorry that it's not working. And then Cassie, just know you're on deck because I want to do screen shares of and have you introduce yourself too. But we'll see if Alice or Mervin wants to say anything.
I might be having a little computer issues. I think it keeps going in and out
Gotcha.
with the connection, but I love your description of what I do, Sarabi. So maybe it's better if you do that description. I
Just read
just
the
really like
website.
when you explain it.
Okay.
Yeah, I didn't get to yet, but
Aw. Yeah. Well, yeah. I
some
think.
directed scene play, some erotic and directed scene play.
Yep.
I want you to say more. I'm gonna.
Do you want me to say more? Well,
I do.
okay.
Well, yeah.
Do you want me to? I'll say one thing I love about it, and then you can piggyback on it,
Mhm.
which is that Alice interviews everyone about their hopes and dreams of like what they would like to happen in a group play scene and what their boundaries are and what they're willing to do and not willing to do. And then she puts together a way for people to play
Mhm.
together that gets them to live out their hopes and dreams. But you don't have to be vulnerable and go ask other people to do it because she just tells you to go do it. And it's fucking amazing. So it's like the best of all the worlds because you get your needs met and you just feel like she does the vulnerable work for you. So it's like it's the best, like it's the best. So that there's my commercial for it.
That's great. I
have
love
to
that.
jump
That's
in
perfect.
though.
I was gonna say that there aren't boundaries that are explained before. And the only boundaries that you have to explain it in the moment. There is no like boundary and consent necessarily discussed beforehand. So you have to be responsible yourself in the moment. I mean, I'm making it sound really risky and wild. And it is, but it's not that wild, but it is.
Yeah.
But did that make sense about the boundaries? I don't really ask the boundaries actually necessarily.
That's true. But you usually kind of know
Mhm.
I don't know, I feel like you sense into people's boundaries. And yeah, people in the moment sometimes are like, nope, not going to do that or whatever. So yeah, that happens.
There's some
Lauren?
consensual non-consent. I think there's consensual non-consent, but I also really like with the vulnerability piece, if I may, because I have been a subject of Alice's a couple of times now. I feel like the vulnerability is actually amplified for me because
Oh.
Alice is like taking that edge off at the beginning, and then I can drop in like into the thing that I actually want to do. Because sometimes my vulnerability edge, fear edge will keep me from asking for the thing. So to your point, Sarah, it's like she helps us with that bridge, but then it's like super deep vulnerable when the thing happens. Anyway,
Oh yeah. I feel that too. Yep. Yeah, because it's like that sort of panic of, oh my God, I'm actually getting my wish
yeah.
is actually happening. Like, oh shit. Yeah, right. Yes. Touche.
If I
I hear you.
may, I think the EQ of all of these humans that I see on my screen and the wealth of experience, I mean, that's what allows for that kind of, vulnerability and risk taking is when you're in a group of people that know how to navigate that, right? I think that's part of the beauty of this is I'm hoping that we don't have any people there that have a really hard time navigating that sort of thing. And I think that's what it looks like you're trying to cultivate. I think that's just extraordinary.
Yeah, I mean, so far the people who are signing up, like they're either people that I know or people who I'm having conversations with about their experience level. So, I mean, there's gonna be some new people, but I think it's important that they have like some grounding in the community, like some connection somewhere where someone can kind of walk with them or yeah, I mean, curating the people who are there is definitely part of what's already happening. So, yep. Thanks, Scott. Mervin, you feel ready to share?
Yeah, can you hear me?
Yes, we can.
Okay, awesome. Yeah, had a difficult time unmuting myself, but all right. So basically, it's very, in a word or in a phrase, it's going to be shadow work, basically. Um, which is always kind of dicey because you in this brief format or relatively brief format where you want to address some of your traumas, basically. But since it's just this brief foray into it, you don't want to go any, you don't want to dig up too much. You don't want to do too much heavy lifting. So, it's going to be a sort of a nuanced dive, shallow dive into basic looking at your traumas and providing some tools to reframe how they impact your present day to day. So the modalities that I'm borrowing from basically are the existential kink model, Carolyn Elliott, and the IFS model, internal family systems, parts work. And I have fairly recently started doing this work, and it's really powerful work. And I have learned, with myself as a guinea pig, I have learned a tremendous amount in the past few months. And yeah, that's in a nutshell, that's it. Just shadow work.
Thank you. Thank you. Yeah, I feel like this gathering wouldn't be complete without it because I think the only way I'm doing this is because of of shadow work that I've done over the years. So thanks, dear, for being willing to put that in the mix. Yeah. So before I turn it over to Cassie to introduce yourself, dear, and do a little photo show and tell, Jacob, I'm guessing you can't be on camera, but we know that we know and love you, and I'm glad you're here. Yeah. Uh, okay. Yeah, I think that's everyone who is going to be, and I know there's like others of you who will be there contributing in some way. Lisa, I think we're still feeling into this is a kind of a get to know you call for Lisa to get a sense of what this crew is like. So yeah, to be continued. And Dylan, I know wants to help out a lot. And Blanca, I know you're new to this. George, I know you're going to be George is just going to be bringing your forest fairy. Do you want to say anything? George is just a forest fairy. So do you want to say anything before about your
Uh,
forest fairy nature?
well, just hearing everybody speak, it's very exciting for a forest fairy. Um, yeah, the forest fairy has been doing some work lately, and so being able to look forward to some time to be outside and share is it makes the March wind not quite as sharp. So
Yeah,
yeah.
it's a little chilly today. Oh.
But yeah, just hearing about this stuff is yeah.
Right. Yeah, it's going to be here before we know it. Yeah. Thank you. Okay, Azen Horizon Essence. Oh, that's right. We'll call you Azen. We got to use your fairy name in here, right?
Yeah, I gotta practice. I gotta practice. Yeah, so my name is Cassie, but my new name is Azen. And so when we're all three are working on our new names, so the ones that are on the screen are the ones that are new and that we want to be called by. But yeah, so that's why it's back and forth between Cassie and Azen. Yeah, do you want them to introduce themselves first and then
Sure,
maybe?
yeah, y'all
Okay.
want to say yes, please.
Hey, Ethlyn's here. Just we've done a lot of workshops and stuff and checking things out.
And I'm Horizon. And ditto.
So I don't know what you want me to talk about, but so I went to the location this past weekend, Pumpkin Hollow, which is where we're going to be hosting it, and then I took some pictures there and some like video clips. So I was going to show you guys those. And then aside from that, I think everybody here probably already knows that I'm working with Sarah and I'm her assistant. So I'm like doing the background and the planning and the making the schedule and like putting your guys' workshop descriptions on the website and the social media and like all that stuff. So that's like what I'm working on with Sarah. But then, so I'll try to share. Oh, and I'm also bringing some silent disco stuff. So I don't know. Yeah, I don't know if we decided to do like a full silent disco like dance party or if we were just going to use it for like other things like
It's
meditation.
going to be some sort of a dance party because David is super excited. He's got like a playlist.
Oh, yeah. Sweet. Yeah, cool. So yeah, I'm going to bring the party. That's what I'm going to do. And I'll probably also be taking some photos there. So, okay, so I'm going to share my screen. That's how I do that. That's Sarah. All right.
Also, I went out there with her. This is Essence, and this place was beautiful. It was a little tough getting out there, but oh my gosh, it's quite the little fairyland. And it's pretty secluded. We're sisters, by the way. I live next to Azen.
Yeah.
That's how we know each other.
So this is the creek. This is the most open space, and then like back there,
You're saying so you may want to bring this, change this so that that's hidden.
I don't know how to do that.
Let's see.
Oh, this. No.
Yeah, that one.
Okay. Can everybody see this now?
Yeah, doing great.
So this right here is the fire pit that is most open that we'll probably use, but this is the most open place like in the whole property. It's flat and open and great for like tent camping or workshops or anything. It was beautiful. Of course, there'll be more leaves also. And then this is like when you're first pulling in, this is the first thing you see is this greenhouse and then all the A-frames you can see in the background. There's the A-frame. You cross this little bridge to get to the other side where all the A-frames are. It's very cute. This is inside of the clubhouse. There's 2 bathrooms. This is the clubhouse. So there's like the coffee maker, fridge, some games. It's like a full kitchen. It had a bunch of utensils and stuff too. It's helpful. Microwave. All right, and then back out to the creek. So in that clubhouse, there were 2 of those bathrooms, just like this. Like full showers, super nice, really pretty, fully air conditioned and heated and all that. And all of the A-frames are air conditioned and heated also. That creek. This is inside of the A-frames. So it's just the bed up there. That's the only thing that's up there. And then down the staircase, I need to lighten this one up. I haven't edited them yet, but this is the downstairs. So the only thing downstairs is literally this couch, which I think, did she say it pulls out into a bed?
Oh, don't remember her saying that.
Yeah, I think all the A-frames supposedly sleep 4 people. So I think they all have like a pull-out double, either sofa or couch or something in the lower floor, and then upper floor there's like room for 2 people. So
right. And it was tight up there. You want to be close to the person you're sleeping with. So
yeah,
just know
that's probably a queen though, right?
I would say it's a full. Yeah. Right. There's another fire pit.
All the A-frames also had decks that overlooked the creek.
Yeah.
That was pretty.
Yeah.
It's an interesting building.
That's the clubhouse that,
Oh, okay.
yeah, that big one, the one we saw inside of a second ago with the bathrooms and the all
It's a
that.
lot. It looks rough, like on the outside, but the inside's like really, really
It's all
updated.
fancy. Mhm.
I think it looks neat.
Oh, yeah.
This is inside of, I wish I had taken this one first, but it's inside of this big, gorgeous, here, let me find it first. before
The
we go.
house. Yeah.
Yeah, this like, God, it's like beautiful, this thing. This big, huge, gorgeous house that they redid. And so that's the inside of it. There's Angie. Yeah, so there's a bed. It's also, which it might have been a queen or a full, is one of those two people.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
This is a little sunroom. This is a little bed tucked into a nook inside of, this is all inside that green and yellow
There's
house.
like at least 5 bedrooms.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She was there.
Oh, is that the upstairs?
This is a window that went out. So this was a window that went out onto the roof, which if you look down is the roof of the shower.
Yeah, clear roof, so you could see someone taking a shower in there. So.
Yeah, yeah. So that's a fun peekaboo. That's her going out into the.
That was me looking down the peekaboo. That was me discovering, like, hey, you can look at people taking a shower.
Yeah. All right, so this is not a good picture at all, but there was this like weird little cubby hole space above. Yeah, right here. There's like a staircase right here, and there's just like this little bitty cubby hole right here. Can't really stretch out.
You know what, Cassie, I don't think we need to focus too much on the house because I don't think we're going to really be using, like, I don't think it's, yeah, I think we're going to use the club. The stuff that's going to be more relevant for people is the A-frame, which you already showed us, and the outside spaces and the clubhouse. Because the house I haven't figured out like who's going to stay in the house. That's not going to be like, we're not selling, like that'll probably be for instructors and, planning purposes and stuff like that. I think if you have, I saw that you had some videos in there of the land.
Yeah.
I'm thinking that Jeff in particular, and maybe that's adorable.
Yeah.
Max, I was going to take a bath, and Cassie said there wasn't time. We'll do it.
Yes. So which of the land? I have all these videos. Well, yeah, all these videos. This is like the creek crossing to get there.
Oh, right. Yeah. This is something else that we're going to need to let everyone know probably as they register. I need to add this into the registration information that there are 2 creek crossings that people have to drive over to get in. Yeah.
Which car do you guys think?
Both of them.
Yeah,
my little Honda Fit got through both creek crossings, so they're really pretty easy to manage, but just it was a little intimidating. So just like people to be aware that you could even send them a picture of my car if you want, Sarah, and just say that little green Fit right there, that's the car that's my car.
It made it through. Yeah.
Yeah.
Great. Thank you. That's super helpful.
Let's see. It might be all of the land videos. This might be the last one.
Great.
Yeah, this is there's a creek right here, and then this is the fire pit, the bigger one.
Okay.
Yeah, it's gonna be really green and pretty. It was honestly it was tucked away in such a cute way that it's really more magical than you probably can even convey in these pictures. It's really, really a sweet little plot of land.
Yeah. That's it for me.
Thank you. Thank you. I'm so grateful for this. And I think this really helps everyone, hopefully, to get more of a sense of like where this is happening, to literally like ground it. So it's not just in some hypothetical, like we have a venue, this is where it's going to be. So yeah.
I needed to see the forest.
Yeah. And I think you need more, Jeff. I'll be out there in another couple weeks and can do more recon while I'm out there too. Because I know you need even more about the trees and the saplings and stuff. Yeah.
My first thought was, I can't wait to see that place green up.
Mm-hmm.
It's gonna be
Yeah.
so special. It's
Yeah.
gonna be
It's gonna
beautiful.
really be rich. Yeah. Are you guys in your hot tub too? Josh and Lauren. Oh my God. It's adorable. The hot tub crew. It's great. Okay, so I'm gonna just share some of the like just news items that I have for y'all, and then if folks need to go, that's fine. If people want to stay with questions, that's great too. Um, but I just wanted to yeah, share a couple of developments. Well, first of all, I realized I should have shared this before people shared about the workshops, is that there's probably going to be 2 to 3 workshops offered at a time. So there'll be some events that we all do together, like in the evenings, and in the mornings, there'll probably just be one thing in the morning. But then during the day, there'll be like morning workshops and afternoon workshops on Friday and Saturday, and then a morning workshop on Sunday. So you'll have probably a couple of different options, maybe 3 different options for each day part. And some things will be offered more than once. Like we definitely want to offer the costume making thing more than once, maybe the nature altar thing more than once, or the, forest fairy houses in the woods thing. Um, so I just wanted to give that framing. So, and as I already mentioned too, many of these workshops are already listed on the website. So we got those up end of last week, and there'll be more coming. As like Scott, I'm so excited to put your amazing graphic on there, and whatever else. Like Lauren, we need to get Lauren's on there, and Mervin's. Um, so where we're going to do the workshops are, we're going to have a big tent that we're renting that should fit everyone underneath it. So there'll be one big tent, and then I'm going to bring my 2 smaller bell tents that are round. So those will be set up as workshop locations also. Um, and then and I do need help with kind of, and I've already talked to Hannah about this, but others too, I would love help with kind of cush and decor. I think the stuff that I really tend to focus on is more the nature connection and the people connection. And I'm not as good at thinking through, like, let's make this visually stunning and beautiful. So I'm glad that there are others on this team who can help us with the twinkly lights and, any other things that we can do to really make it, bring that visual sense of magic. Yeah, so I'll definitely be leaning on to y'all for that. And yeah, Azen, whenever y'all got to go, that's fine. Thank you so much for bringing the pictures. I really appreciate it. That was so helpful. Also, my dear friend Leela is not going to be able to come, and she was going to really kind of be bringing the more devotional, like ashram part of it. So that's why I was going to lean into the silent breakfast, because that's been such a beautiful practice for us over the years and for that community. But since she's not coming, I think I'm letting go of the silent breakfast unless there's like, unless people tell me that you all really want that. But I think we'll probably have some quiet time in the morning before breakfast. But it'll probably just be normal meal. Although I know Saoirse really wants to bring the feed each other experience during meal, like to have a table or two where we're feeding each other during meals. And I think that would be super fun. So that'll be part of the mix somewhere. Another really exciting development is my friend Jack, who is a farmer in Kentucky, is growing our produce. So he just sent me a picture he just started all the seedlings of all the different things that he's putting in for us. So he'll be harvesting everything for us like right before, the event. And I'm just like, it's so beautiful that it's going to come from, a lot of what we'll be eating will be coming from the land like right nearby. My friend Alita is going to be our kitchen dom, and she is She's a forest fairy. She's Italian and has worked on cruise ships for many years, kitchen, doming in cruise ships, and just beautiful food that she makes and brings beautiful energy. And then we'll have lots of work traders helping with food too. So yeah, so that feels like it's coming together. But I was telling Dylan the other day, and all of us who have home bases in Kentucky will probably we'll need help pulling together like the kitchen, like big pots and pans, and all of the stuff that we need to like get the kitchen pulled together. But I got a pretty good stash of that stuff in Kentucky, and we may need even extra burners and that kind of stuff too. So, but I think we have a lot of that stuff from Ashram as well. Um, what else? I think that might be it for my announcements. What questions do you all have? Things that would help for me to share about that maybe I haven't touched on yet?
Sarah,
Yeah.
if you would like for me to lead some kind of guided meditation into silence in the mornings, I'm happy to do that. Also, we do have a pop-up tent that we can bring, a pretty sizable one, FYI.
Okay. Yeah, that could be helpful. Yeah. I think we will probably need some stuff like that. And in general, the default is camping unless the way we're selling the A-frames is if people want to reserve, I can't remember what price tag we put on that, 300 something for one of the A-frames, and you can, have it just for yourself if you want, or, you and a partner, or you can reserve it and put as many people as you can possibly fit in one of those. Like there's lots of floor space. Well, not lots of floor space. They're not huge. But there is, room to put people on the floors as well as in the bed and the sofa in those A-frames. So, but in general, yeah, it's mostly camping spots. Yeah.
Yeah,
And
if
thanks,
you want
Lauren. I was imagining you doing
little,
some. Oh, go ahead. I
I
think
was
that was Alice. Oh, I think we lost her. Alice is coming and go. Oh, you're back.
my computer kind of disconnected, but the tent. I don't know if you can hear me. Can you hear me?
Yep.
Okay. So the tent from Into the View Soul that has it's the same tent that they use at Love Songs for the kitchen. That same tent, if you want that. If you
Oh,
need that tent. Can you hear me? Do you know what tent I'm talking about? The same one that's at Love Song, that one that I use at Into the Soul. If you want that for the kitchen setup, I don't know if it's
oh,
outside
that's
of it.
right. Well, I was imagining, thank you, Alice. That could be helpful. I was imagining that we would probably use the clubhouse as like the actual kitchen as the main, we'll probably have to add to that, but that'll be where most of the meal prep will probably happen. But yeah, I forgot you have that tent, so thank you. Yeah, that's a good addition. Other questions? Things?
I have a deco question. It sounds like we're going to be relying in the main tent area on batteries. Like, am I right in thinking that we're not going to have any power out there?
That's a good question. I will check that out when I go. I'm thinking probably I don't, unless there's like a telephone pole nearby. There's not a building nearby. So unless there's a telephone pole nearby. Bye, Blanca. Thanks for being here. Yeah. Um, yeah, so that's a good point. We might have to do only twinkly things or, I mean, whatever we do for lighting in there. Yes, yes, batteries. Yeah,
Well,
makes it a little more complicated.
that'd be
Also, Sarah,
yeah.
we have a lot of tiki torches, but they would be, they're long to transport to Kentucky, but
Yeah.
the light is so beautiful.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, cool. That's great to know. I may be in touch with you, Max, to follow up about grabbing some of those.
Yay. Hi, Sarah. Do you want to say hi? So glad you could join us. You're muted still, dear. Bye, Jonathan.
Speak. No.
Sarah has a couple of juicy offerings that
There,
she's
I got help.
planning to share.
Hi.
Yay. Hi.
I'm hanging out with my grandson,
Aw.
so I'm just
Hi.
popping on quickly to say hi to everyone.
Great. Thank you.
Yeah. Yeah. That's Parker.
Aw. Love it.
Yeah, I'm
Mm.
so excited, and I'm just watching the news and hoping that the Canadian dollar does not plummet before we get there. That's my only contingent.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right. So we're crossing our
Yes.
fingers, and I'm just planning on it, and
Yeah.
yeah, throw around all
Mm.
that magic fairy dust.
Yes, please.
Yeah.
Sarah's bringing there's a whole little healthy Toronto Canadian contingent coming. So thank you
Yeah.
for making us international.
Absolutely. Yeah, I'm
Yeah.
so excited to come and join and be a part of it.
Yeah. Hmm.
Mm.
So glad you're here. I'm so thrilled for your one thing that I asked Sarah to offer is this building erotic community um like conversation and guidance because it's something that Sarah is brilliant at and has been doing for quite a long time up there in Toronto and has woven a really amazing circle of humans to the point where I went up there to teach this body electric workshop and didn't realize that basically everyone in the room already knew each other thanks to like Sarah's efforts and like
Aw.
day two I was like wait they all like know each other already. It took a second to figure out why, but it's because of this lady basically.
Well, there's a few of us.
Okay, maybe I'm overstating it a little bit. I like to exaggerate, but
Yeah,
Oh,
it's been really fun to to really work on pulling people together and finding all the people that are looking for the same things
mhm.
and on the same wavelength. It's great. Yeah,
Yeah,
and we managed to have lots of different and exciting things we do together really regularly. It's a beautiful community.
yeah. And I'm
Yeah.
super excited for your self-pleasuring circle too. I think that's going to be amazing.
Yeah.
Woohoo.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Self-pleasure circles are definitely one of my favorites.
super juicy. Yeah.
Yeah. Hmm.
Mm. Yum.
Yeah.
Well, so glad
Yum.
you could be on here with us, even if it's for however long. Just happy to have
Yes.
you flit in and
Thank you.
yeah. Mhm.
Thank you. I appreciate it. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Mhm.
And I
Mm.
Hey,
see
Sarah.
Lauren. Yeah, y'all have a hand raised over there. Go for it.
Just wanted to share that we have a battery-powered weed whacker. If we
Okay.
need clearing space, can definitely bring that with a couple of batteries just to take down some weeds if necessary,
Could
or
be
cut the grass.
helpful. Yep. I mean, hopefully it will be mowed for us and all prepared, but we'll see. Thanks.
Yeah,
Yeah.
looking forward to walking people through the woods.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, we're going for pizza now. Lauren made it.
Okay.
It's awesome.
Thank
Okay.
you. I got through what I needed to, so I'm good unless yeah. So whoever needs to go, feel free. And those if anyone has questions, I'm happy to stay on for another however long. But yeah, thank you all so much for being here. Mwah, mwah, mwah.
I'm so excited, Sarah. I'm so excited for this group of people that you're bringing in.
Right?
I'm so
Alice,
excited for all of us to be together.
do you realize I'm doing
Can't
partially
even
what
handle
this
it.
is your dream that we're doing because I'm bringing to the Asheville to Kentucky. That's what you're like. Just need to bring
We've been
Asheville to Kentucky.
we've been manifest. We've been wanting to bring this for a while. So yes,
It's
happening.
happening.
I can't wait to be with all of you together.
Yay. Hmm.
I feel so tickled.
Hmm. And yes, Sarah, I will send the recording. Yeah. So if anyone wants to watch after the fact. Yeah. Yeah, that was the point, was to really like just catch people up and people who are trying to decide, like, is this for me? Like, Lee, for example. I think they signed off, but Lee's like, I don't know if I want to come. Damon Sean is really psyched to come, and Lee is like, ah. So this is helping, people who are trying to decide, is this my jam or not? So yeah. Yeah. Essence. Yeah. You got a question? I see your hand raised, and Jeff's got a hand raised too.
I do. Um,
Yeah, go for it,
hey,
dear.
I was just wondering, well, a couple things. One is, when is the Blind Faith prize still going, and what is that price again? And then also, are you doing any workshops, and what are they? And then what on the self-pleasuring workshop?
Yeah, what's that?
Well, maybe Sarah could say more. But there's a description of it on the website, but
Okay.
Sarah,
I can go there to look.
do you want
I'm
to share a little more?
Sure, I'm happy to share more. Um, my favorite kind of self-pleasure circle is when we're really sharing our pleasure with each other. So it'll start with discussion and connection so that we all get to know each other a little bit. And I think, kind of talking through like how it's so taboo and we all know each other does it, but we don't do it together, and how we learned how to do it really quietly and quickly as teenagers, and to be able to be in an expansive self-pleasure practice with each other so that we are in our own practice, but we're sharing it. And it can just be so many things. It can feel like being a bunch of teenagers and being excited about what our bodies do and being excited about what each other's bodies do is like, wow, that's the way you do it. That's amazing. I want to try that. Or, ooh, that sounded so good. It got me excited. I want to do another one. Um, it can just be so many things. It's so playful and erotic, and it can be tearful. And for me, how I feel at the end of every single one is just so 100% sort of accepted. It's like this weight of the secrecy and the selfness of that to just be in it with everybody is so wonderful.
Yeah. Yeah. I was so glad to see that you put that on there. So
It's
yeah.
my favorite thing.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Does that answer the
powerful.
question?
Yeah, thank you. That's perfect. Thank you for sharing.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Yeah. And to your other question, Essence, yeah, what am I going to offer for workshops? I mean, I'm really teaching the whole day before, like for Forest Fairy Training School, I'm doing like a little mini retreat for the people who are in that on Wednesday, before the the festival starts. So I will probably offer something during the festival, but really, well, I know one thing I want to offer is like a sunset practice. And I may help Max with the nature, with the forest fairy building. Um, yeah, or like collaborate with, insert myself into something that someone else is already offering. But I really see that I'm mostly curating this and really just wanting, y'all to like, maybe I'll come help with the costumes, or, I do feel pretty strongly that the forest fairy houses need to happen, or in nature altars. So yeah, maybe Max and I'll do that together. Um, but yeah, I don't feel super clear on like one thing that I want to offer, because what I'm offering is like the whole thing. And basically like enabling different people's gifts to um
come together. I got you.
Yeah.
That makes sense. Yeah, yeah. I feel
Yeah.
you on that, especially because you're doing all the logistical, like actual putting it together work, and then
Mhm.
what about the? Did you say what the price is again? I could look it up.
Oh yeah, it's
I
three.
forget
I
what
just
the
looked it up
term is.
myself. It's 375. Yep.
Okay. Okay. Thank
Mhm.
you. And that's
Yep.
until when? And when does the price go up? Do you have a
Well,
date?
I'm planning, I mean, for you, sweetie, whatever, you just use it whenever you
We're more
wanna.
worried about
Like,
me.
yeah,
We're more
no,
worried about me.
y'all
I
are
don't know
fine.
what I can
If
decide.
I am gonna increase the overall price sometime this week because as I add in new instructors and stuff. Um, but the way I'm really doing the money for this is like whatever works for y'all. So I mean, I would love for this whole thing to at least break even. Um, but I'm really viewing this more as like making art. So I'm just trying to not lose my ass doing
Yeah.
this.
Oh,
So
that's awesome.
yeah,
Okay. Thank you. That's beautiful.
yeah.
All right.
But yeah, we'll have the next, I mean, I'll probably have Scott and Lauren, and Mervin, like we'll put up the last few I mean, there's probably going to be other instructors too, but we'll put up, and I think Jacob was going to get me his info. Um, but we'll have that stuff up probably in the next like week, but I'm probably gonna, yeah, take away the blind faith in the next few. At some point this week, it's probably gonna go away. Yeah.
Okay. And then you're hoping to get maybe how many people total, or do you have an estimated number?
Yeah, 50 is the max.
Okay. That's
Mhm.
awesome.
Yep.
Okay, I'm sorry, one more thing. Did Josh say he's gonna lead some kind of walk in the woods or something, or was it that just like I want to go for a walk?
Oh, I think there's gonna be lots of walking in the woods. Um, and yeah, maybe he'll lead that. He hasn't specifically said that yet. I could also see like Jeff, well, I mean, Jeff's already offering plenty of other things, but there's could be like plant walks. I mean, there's like so many other things that could get added on, like even informally. Um, yeah,
We should just stay an extra week and then I'll have time to share all the stuff.
exactly. Allison
Okay.
could also do a plant walk. Yeah, there'll be others. Yeah, that would be really fun, actually. I may end up I mean, there's so many plant wisdom people around who could contribute along those lines. So, yeah. All right, dears. Anything else? Thank you all for being here and supporting this dream and yeah, helping us weave this together. Yeah. Oh, yeah. All
Parker and I are gonna
right.
say goodnight.
Yeah, I think we all are. Bye, Sarah. Mwah.
Bye.
All right.
Bye, yeah.
Thank you all for being here. I'm here for questions. Y'all know where to find me, I think, if you need it. All
Thank you,
right.
Sarah. Thanks for the
Yeah.
invite. I'm sure I'll be in touch with more questions. I just wanted to
Okay,
sign on
great.
for the three of us and
Yeah.
gather more information. I know Bridget had mentioned to you that her and Nikki may not